Great news. Gibson has released a non-custom shop version of the Adam Jones Les Paul Standard. Better news, this was not part of any kind of 18-wheeler robbery whatsoever, so we actually have it to demo for you. Stay tuned. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you'd like to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom designed t-shirts, and consider becoming a Patreon. We've got info about that linked below as well. So if you know, you know, and what people in the know might know is that Gibson released an Adam Jones custom shop. And people loved it, like ravenous for it. Mm-hmm. So much so that someone stole a whole bunch of them from an 18-wheeler that I think was bound for Sweetwater or something. And I don't know, you know, now I drive down the road. I don't know if you do this, but ever since that happened, I drive down the road going, I wonder if there's pallets of custom shop fenders in that 18-wheeler, because you never know, and someone just got lucky.
Yeah, it's like a Walton Jesse kind of thing with Todd. They're out there.
They're just like, wow, look.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Gibson Les Pauls, who knew? I'm not saying it was an inside job. But regardless, this one is actually here. It's a standard instead of a custom shop, so it's a more affordable option, which we should just put in context.
Not affordable.
More affordable.
Because I've been seeing the custom shops for 10 grand on Reverb.
Are those the stolen ones or the ones that made it to a store? That's the question.
I mean, who knows? They sanded off all the serial numbers and they're unmarked bills.
So,
Adam Jones, if you're not familiar, guitarist from Tool, one of my personal longtime guitar heroes, so it's very cool to play this. I've seen him like every time that they've come to San Antonio that I've been alive for. He's incredible, does a ton in terms of tone, but also like a half simplicity, it's not extremely complex music, but it's progressive and it's just really interesting.
I actually think it is complex, but it just comes across as simple.
Yeah.
Like, because the way that they weave things in with like the syncopation of stuff. Yeah. So his part might on its face, some of the stuff he plays is like simple. Yeah. But the way it weaves in with everything else is pretty complicated.
Yeah, so Danny Carey drums, I think, especially on this latest record, drums are at the forefront. It's incredible. Justin Chancellor on bass, always kind of laying down the groove. And I like the Adam Jones stuff the best when he's like playing with feedback and effects and like creating texture, because I think it's just something a little, not typical to, you think prog rock and prog metal, really complicated, all this kind of stuff. He does that, and then he also knows when to step back and just create texture. It's the coolest thing. So, what's up?
So speaking of Tool in general, do you like the earlier stuff or later stuff? Because one thing I'll say about all of them, Adam Jones included, is depending upon what album you listen to, it's like a different band.
Yeah, it's a different band.
And that in itself is so impressive to just see like how diverse it is.
I think Enema's my favorite album by them. I like Fear Inoculum just because it's almost like the 10,000 Days sound tightened up to a new degree, very cinematic, I think. Big fan of that, but like Opiate and Enema are my favorites because it's just classic. I mean, Stink Fist, what are you talking about? So this is modeled after his 79 Les Paul. Everybody's favorite year for Les Paul.
Yeah, I was going to say, not the most sought after vintage.
But it's cool.
It's like the 59, it's the holy grail.
Yeah, it lets you know on the Truss Rod cover, you got 1979, Adam Jones. It does come with a blank one that you can throw on there if you don't want that. Antique Silverburst, because his is from 1979, so it's aged a little bit.
What do you think the antique part is, though?
I think you can see a little, the binding, but you can see a little bit of yellowing within the silver tones. It's not subtle. It's subtle, but I like it. Burstbucker 1 up here and a DC high gain uncovered humbucker here. Orange drop capacitors because it's a nice Gibson standard, like the standard 50s, 60s, and the 79.
Yes.
Orange drop capacitors. Chris pointed out earlier, it's got the bigger strap locks, which is
bigger
nice
strap
too.
locks. One of the things about the controls that Gibson points out is that it's hand wired, which they all used to be.
Yeah.
But some of them aren't now, and that's kind of a controversial. Some Les Pauls have PCBs. in there, which I don't know that it matters that much, honestly. But
So another thing, I don't know if you notice, and you'll see in the photos, but there's a little volute, which is cool. Adds some stability because you wouldn't want to wait for this thing for 3 years and then have the headstock break off in transit. And the little design on the back of the headstock is Alex Gray's design. If you're a fan of Tool, you know Alex Gray does a lot of the artwork.
Yeah.
And outside of that, just incredible psychedelic artist. It's cool to have a little nod to his work on there. And interestingly enough, Grover Rotomatics with contemporary buttons.
Yeah, we kind of, I mean, they're fine, but we were like, they look like any buttons that you'd see on any tuners of any guitar that's like $200, $300. So nothing special about them. They're just basic tuners.
Yeah, I think,
or buttons, but the tuners themselves are good.
Yeah, they're nice. They feel, you know, they're Grovers. They feel nice to tune. I wasn't stressed out because product out of the case was way out of tune. Sometimes in that situation, right when it comes out of a box, I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
But they felt nice.
How do the gears feel?
They feel really good. I mean, it's a very nice guitar. I've been waiting for this one for so long. And so when we finally got it in, I came in to this room off the sales floor. I played with it for like an hour. So
you know, it's funny. So I mean, people really clamored for the custom shops, but we've seen a revival of silverburst. Period. When the custom shops first launched, it seemed to be around that time we were getting requests for just like, I want to order a made-to-measure Gibson custom shop with silverburst.
Yeah.
Fender started doing silverburst. It's become kind of a renaissance of,
it's a good look.
I guess, late 70s, early 80s color stuff.
I think the thing is that goes along with kind of the tuning buttons, like the uncovered and covered together, you know, the black speed knobs. It's nothing fancy. It's not something that's made for the looks. It's based off what he has, which is what makes it cool. Yeah. I mean, it's like something that's worked.
Did you mention the knurled
oh yeah,
pickup selector?
that's kind of cool. I do enjoy that. There's something about on a regular Les Paul with the toggle switch cap, you can always feel that little line of plastic where
from the molding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is nice. It's a little upgrade. It's
they don't even talk
metal.
about that in the literature, and I'm like, that's a cool little detail.
It's nice. So. Yeah. So
and speed knobs, which are, you know, it's funny. I like the speed knobs on the controls. You don't see them as often anymore. Yeah. They used to be on a lot of Les Pauls back in the day. And I like them. It's weird. I wouldn't switch them out on like my Les Paul, which is like a classic style Les Paul.
Yeah.
But a modern Les Paul, I think they're better. They feel better when you're playing, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Playing it through the Hot Rod Deluxe, always known as Tool's go-to amp on the road, is the Hot Rod Deluxe. Am I right, guys? But you know, I do. So we don't have a triple rectifier or dual rectifier in here that I can crank up. But I do appreciate that a lot of his overdrive comes straight from cranking the amp. We can't really do that here, but I am using some onboard overdrive just to keep it.
Well, we dialed some good overdrive in there. I mean,
yeah, we do. I love it.
JR asked.
That's
we
true.
had our rep from Taylor in here. He's like, "What are y'all using for overdrive?" I was like, "The amp."
The amp.
And he's like, "Really?
Works.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Y'all should talk about this." So here we are. And then you use this guy.
Yeah,
too.
I use the BF3 flanger because he uses it, and it was kind of one of those things. Right when I plugged it in, I put it into drop D, I turn on the overdrive, and I put the flanger on.
That's where it's at.
It just sounded like Tool. I mean, it sounded like everything that I've ever loved by them.
So you found yourself like being a Tool today.
I've been a complete Tool since we got this guitar. Obviously, I'm not Adam Jones, but I'm going to play some clean tones because you might love the guitar and still want to play clean stuff. Yeah. You're not always playing super overdriven, so I'm going to play some clean stuff. Kick on the flanger for the clean, overdrive, kick on the flanger for the overdrive. You gotta hear it.
Cool. So there's the demo with the flanger. And one of the things we should talk about is this Haas, which is the case it comes in, which is
Nice case.
70s spec, I guess. It's not like the Gibson cases that a normal Les Paul would come in nowadays. And it's got nice black interior.
It's rock and roll. It's got some cool candy,
case candy
in there. It's got a strap.
So we've got a strap
It's got a photo.
of it on the bench.
It's birthday photo.
Oh my gosh, is that a scratch? Just kidding. We sweat the details, so that's telling you that the Gibson technician sweated on your guitar.
Classic. That's how they get that VOS finish.
And this is who sweated. His name is 814. So now they got some cool stuff in here. A bag of goodies with your controls, and as you mentioned, the blank one.
Blank
should,
truss.
Should you want to switch it out. I don't know why. I guess one, if you just didn't like it, or you wanted to be more stealth about it, or you wanted to protect the truss rod cover.
You got to protect that truss.
You got
rod
the
cover.
choice, and yeah, this is cool. It's blacked out with the black hardware, and
Yeah.
it's a good substantial case.
It's robust.
yeah, it feels pretty heavy.
The thing is, it's hard to get any Les Paul these days. It's especially hard to get this one.
It's even harder to get more, Paul.
You're done. So this is the one that we have for right now. We're slated to get a couple more way later in the year. But I think, it's very nice of Gibson. They got this out to us before they put it out. So
We appreciate it.
yeah, because knowing this guitar, when it goes live on the 28th, it's going to be gone the moment it goes on the website. You might be super lucky.
Could be gone before it even reaches stores.
That's true. But so act fast, but also know that we will probably be getting a couple in by the end of this year. It's really worth playing because it's inspiring. It makes you feel nostalgic for the Lateralis days. Fantastic guitar.
I think the public service announcement has been, and we've said this on a lot of videos, this is a new launch. If you like this, then contact us or your local dealer, preferably us, and reserve one. There's a lot of stores that will get their initial shipment and then they'll be gone. They may already be spoken for by the time you see this, but you can get in line because everybody's going to get their allocation of them as they can. So
here's another pro tip. If you've made it this far in the video without going to the link in the description below and browsing the guitar on our website, no matter what, you're going to see unavailable online, in-store only. Because like we've talked about, we can't have buy buttons on Gibsons.
there's
online.
weird rules.
There's weird rules because we're living in the Stone Age from Gibson. That just means if you see it on the website, we do still have it. Give us a call. We can help you out over the phone.
Let me restate that for you.
Yeah.
So if you go to our website and you see a Gibson guitar that you really like, what you'll need to do is contact us and get that personal treatment.
Absolutely.
Because Gibson really wants us to be hands-on with you rather than that cold add to cart, you never talk to anybody, just ship it out commodity guitar experience that you might get elsewhere.
Yeah, you might get that elsewhere, but they also might not have these because they got stolen off the truck on the way up there.
That's right. You never know.
So it's whatever. But if you see it on the website,
So what website
give
is
us
that,
a call.
Cooper? Where do they want to go?
So the thing is, I think it's adamjones.com.
It's not.
alamomusic.com. I did buy the domain to adamjones.com, so we're going to be
gonna sell it to
infiltrating. Yeah, we're doing an exclusive Silverburst 914 over there.
It's not true.
alamomusic.com. Browse the Gibsons that we have because although they've been sparse, we do have a good handful of really nice Gibsons right now. They've been getting us cool stuff. Acoustics, electrics, including the Adam Jones. Yep. So check them all out. But this is, it says it's from the Adam Jones collection. That's the same verbiage that they've used from the Slash collection. So who's to say...
Silverburst J45.
How long is the Slash collection or the Adam Jones collection? Are they permanent? Are they limited edition? Either way is very cool, and it's worth trying out as soon as possible. It's just great guitar.
By the way, I muttered Silverburst J45. I have no inside information. Just saying that if they come out with a J45, I didn't leak it. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. So
if they come out with a J45 in general, I'll be really surprised this year. Am I right, guys?
Well, so if you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos, keep coming back for more. Thanks so much for watching.
You gotta wait, Chris.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We got a podcast.
Oh yeah, we do have a podcast.
We keep forgetting to talk about it because it's just, it's word vomit of guitar knowledge and opinions. We talk charcuterie. I mean, we talk everything.
Yes.
But just as a quick little PSA, we got the podcast going on. Worth a listen if you want to hear us blabber about nonsense.
Word vomit of guitar information is what I'm putting on my resume from now on.
We've been doing it for about 7 years now. So we got to expand onto the airwaves. Check out the podcast. It's going to be in the link in the description below as well. Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to throw that out there.
I appreciate you reminding me.
There we go.
Listen to us and watch us next time.